Hi, it's Jane. I didn't forget about the crochet along or the knit along. It's just, masks have been being made, and I've been doing that sun up to sundown. Occasionally, I'll go to bed. I have insomnia lots of times, which affects the fibro, all that fun stuff. But I'll get in there and I'll get to bed 11 o'clock at night, and I'll sleep maybe till 2:30 or 3. And then I can't get back to sleep, and instead of tossing and turning, I get up and come back and sew for another hour, hour and a half. And then my eyes start getting tired and I'm sleepy. So I stop and then I go back to bed. I'm still waking up about 8, 8:30, even after that. So, yeah, I've been sewing nonstop, preparing those kind of things. I'm working on a video to show you what goes into making things. Um, whether it be a mask, a purse, clothing, whatever you're making. So that's not quite finished yet, quite ready, to be moved on and that kind of stuff. But I thought that might be interesting for you guys to see kind of the steps that you go into working on making something to sew. So some of you, might get a different kind of appreciation. So you can see what all goes into a maker's making. Yeah, it's it can be kind of interesting. So, for the crochet along, I have gotten up to the point where I'm ready to add my sleeves. I'm going to show you how I add my sleeves. On one end, I do a simple chain, and on the other one, I do a foundation stitch. Foundation row there to add my stitches on. That way it looks nice and even. And so here we go. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, I apologize for getting. I don't know about you guys, but I'm losing track of days, which is kind of crazy. I will tell you, our senior center manager um, does a thing where she tries to call everybody each week to check on them, see how they're doing. And I'm like, Becky, you could text or send an email. It might be easier than having to call everybody. But she had called yesterday to ask me how what I did on Easter, if I did anything special. And it's like I told her, I said, I went outside and looked at the sky. It's still there. Yeah. I hope you guys aren't losing track of days like I am. Just seems like they're blurring all into one. You know? It's Groundhog Day every day. Okay, guys. Here's the video for the portion of the crochet along where I'm adding in the sleeves. Everybody have a great week. I'll see you again next week. And remember, choose kindness. Okay, now I'm ready to start adding my chains in on the right hand side of my sleeve, which I'm right-handed. Those of you that are left-handed, you'll probably want to do that on the right side. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to add a chain of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1 for that turning chain. And then I'm going to go into that second loop, second hook, second chain from the hook. I'm going to add my half double crochet all the way across. And since normally I like to use the back hump, but it gives it a little funny twist, so I'm going to make sure to catch both loops so that it looks a little more uniform. Otherwise you have these big huge gaps, and the huge gap on this end, it's not going to be that big a problem because it'll get sewn in or crocheted in. Sometimes I just do a slip stitch all the way up to join, and that's how I add that portion of the sleeve. Now you could certainly choose to do a lesser number, more number, you know, depending on how long you want your sleeve. Use your gauge, you know, swatch gauge for that. Then when I get to this point, I've used those, but now I'm going to go under these two so that it looks a little more like I'm ready to work into the next stitch, which I am. And then I'm just going to continue across to the other side. When we get to the other side, I will show you how I use the foundation stitch to actually add that portion so that these two are even. You know, many times when you do this, do a chain, then you add on the other end, you just have a chain there at the end and it doesn't look uniform and even across. So basically what I've done is when you use the foundation stitches, it actually looks the same as this side to where your ends are even. So that's what I'm going to show you at the very end, how I do that. And yeah, so now I'm going to work across the rest of it, and I'll catch up with you when I get to the other end. Now, as you can see, I've gone into my last stitch. Now I'm ready to add 10 to the end. But I don't like doing the where you normally just chain and then turn and come back, because to me you've lost a whole half row there. So this is what I do. It's pretty much like a foundation chain, only I start with that last stitch. I'll do my yarn over, go into that last stitch again, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through one, and then do my normal half double, and then you would use the 2 bottom loops there. And that's 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think you can see how that actually just looks like you're extending that row out. You'll do that foundation type crochet, whatever stitch that you've chosen, and you'll do that across till you get to your desired number, and it just works out evenly on both ends of your piece. Doesn't have that funny little look. Foundation chains are great to use, you know, when you're adding stitches on any project on the end. When you come to that left side of the end for right-handers, or the right-hand side for the left-handed crocheters. So give it a try. I think you'll see where it comes out nice and even. And that's it for this portion. Real nice, sweet, short, and I'm going to work another probably 2 to 2.5 inches, and then I will start my neckline, and hopefully I'll get to that point next week now that I've rearranged my schedule, instead of sewing, you know, from sun up to sundown that I have been with the mask. So that's it for this portion. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're working along on your cowl or your knit along. I haven't done anything on the knit along. I have a long way to catch up, but I'm hoping to get that done within the next week or so. Knitting takes a little longer. Got to be a little more patient. So, yeah, I'll see you guys again soon. And happy crafting, as Summer says. And let's all stay kind to one another, because it looks like we got a little bit more time to go for this. Okay, that's it. See you soon. Bye.